You'll notice that I'm starting the intro to this show. Fortunately, as you all know, yesterday was the last day of our E3 wrap up for 2011. Fortunately, Don Mattrick, president of Xbox divisions, drove Frater SH into absolute insanity. He's now getting some medical help over at Dr. Quimby Medicine Woman's veterinarian institution for the mentally ill. Okay, so this is really serious stuff, folks. Okay, so right now what has happened is Frater is like in and out of just weirdness, okay? So sometimes he's okay, sometimes he's just absolutely off the wall nuts. Fortunately, this is cracked in Ohio, and the Mental Institute just lets people out. Okay, so Frater's going to be back on the show today. Excuse me, I'm an old man here. I don't know what's going to happen, folks. Okay, so I've sent some. I sent an email out to the Xbox people because we're very well valued in the journalist community, for our gaming news and stuff. And apparently they're sending someone out to help us out. I guess because I don't know, folks. I think the show's on the rocks right now because first off, you just got me as the co-host. Well, I'm now the host. I'm the host with the most right now. But as I was trained, I was taken through the trials. I was taken through the trials to become a host here. Because Frater said, if something happened to me, you would know what to do, and you know how to cover these games now. And I know how to do it. But he's gonna be kind of in, and I don't know what's gonna happen. So they got someone here to cover, I guess, so Graves is taking his medicine, but last week he did forget and he went crazy again. And of course, if we keep this up, we're gonna end up with we're gonna have with we're gonna end up with we're gonna end up with like members who have like multiple personalities named Wilbur, and so basically instead of the big four, we're just like 7, 8 people with multiple personalities. Like, it's so funny, folks. It's not funny. I shouldn't laugh. Okay, Frater sent the footage of him doing Action 52 because we had a challenge, and he's apparently keeping up with this, even though he's in and out of lunacy. Okay, so yeah, we'll get right to that, folks. Hello, folks. This is Frater SH coming to you live from a middle word. And we're covering Action 52, folks, here. We are working on a game called Bubble Gum. Wait, hold it. What? Wait a minute. That went by too quick. It is Bubble Gum Rosy, but Bubble Gum. Bubblegum Rossi. Oh my God, the people who make this game. Boing, boing, boing. The terrible jumping. This is like Little Miss Tits here, with her little ponytail. This is a like you're looking at the screen and go, what's your problem? Like this looks so freaking easy. Folks, you don't understand. There is like literally almost no controls here. Okay. Once I took your controller and took a hammer to it. That's right. Once I took your beloved Xbox One controller and just smashed it to pieces. And then, but in by doing that, there's like maybe like 5% controllability left. Like sometimes, like when a controller breaks, you ever notice that? It's actually not all broken. Like you could still like hit like the action buttons and stuff like that. And this is bad. I mean, this is really bad. I mean, you're getting hit by things you can't control because the enemy spawn placement is bad. You're there's not even like it's programmed so bad you can't even like you'll land on a platform, you'll be like in the middle of the platform because there's just no control of it. Okay, folks. Okay, we'll get on to the Power Glove Congress if I'm feeling well for it. Okay, so that was the message from Frater SH. So okay, I hear he's out from the mental ward. He sounded pretty good in that clip there. He sounded very lucid and very good. So I'm walking from the store here. This is what we all do. We all head over to the double wide. Nobody actually physically lives there. We just, Frater just likes to separate business from personal. So we have a little trailer for for our podcasts and shows, and I'm just walking along. Oh, Gregory, it's Peter Graves. He's running towards me. Well, that may not actually be good for a former mental patient to be running towards you at full speed. I may have to actually use a 1-inch punch on him if he. Oh, there we go. 1-inch punch on Peter Graves because Peter Graves was trying to attack me with pure force. Oh, why did you punch me? I was just trying to ward you, Gregory Peck. Why? It's the studio. You gotta come and see. Graves, you've been taking that medicine Dr. Quimby medicine woman's given you, hasn't he? Well, of course, I have. I don't know what's wrong. I just take the medicine now. I forgot last week. I'm sorry. I apologize. Okay, let's get going. Okay, everything looks normal. So Frater is out of the mental ward, and I'm sorry to tell you, well, hello, my name is Mr. Gallywag Boogummy Adams. What? Oh, no, Mr. Gallywag, oh, no. Yes, Frater is HR, no, Captain. Oh, no, it's right. He's turned the studio into a captain's boat. Oh no! Oh no! That's right. That's right. There we go, folks. Welcome to my boat. Welcome to my boat. I like the boats. I like the boats. I like how they float. Do you guys got your sea legs? That's so good. That's always very good. I played the Bubblegum Rosie today in Action 52. 5 stars. Oh no! Did he just say 5 stars? It's not supposed to be 5 stars, Peter Graves. Oh, this is horrible. A beloved friend of mine is mentally broke. Oh, okay, folks. I think we need to have a recap here. See, what had happened was Don MATTRICK has discussed that now you are the controller. You're no longer will you have a controller in your hand. You are the controller. I mean, you got to do jumping jacks to play video games from now on. So, this broke Frater SH. Why is she here? Okay, here you're going to be the scallywags here. Mr. Pooguppy Adams, do you got the ship at all in order here? Well, yes, Captain, I got it. Oh, Pooguppy Adams is always gun-ho for any kind of madness. He doesn't have any kind of consciousness at all to realize that Frater's really sick right now. Okay. Okay, Captain, can I see you in the captain's quarters? Oh, well, of course I can see you in the captain's quarters. Of course I can. Okay, boom! There, I locked him in there. Oh, this is really not nice, guys. Let me in, Captain. So, what are we gonna do? We gotta play the game. Frater H is not in very good condition. Uh, well, this is not good. I'm calling up Dr. Quimby, medicine woman, about the issue, and say, wait, there's a knock at the door. Peter Graves, can you go get it? Oh, sure. Do 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 do. Hi, my name is Don Mattrick. Oh no! Oh no! What are you doing here? I saw you at the press conference. You really scared us. You made her host go insane. Well, that's a good thing. I guess that's really a really good thing I did that, you know? Okay, so here's the deal. My name's Don Matrick, and your host here, Gregor Peck, he's saying help. He needs help because you guys are actually one of our most prized gaming shows to promote the Microsoft brand. Oh, we are. Well, we actually only get maybe about 2 views at best, maybe one. Well, actually, it's a lot more than you think. But actually, what it is I'm now in control of your show. uh, Gregory, I think you need to come over. All right, I just they got an ambulance coming. They're gonna give Frater some shots and stuff, and he'll be all right for the game. Okay, the doctors are going in the captain's quarters and helping him out. Uh-oh. Yeah. Gregory, this is Don Mattrick, and he's here to take over the show. Wait a minute, take over the show, buddy. I sent that letter to Microsoft because I thought you guys could maybe send us someone to maybe help us out, you know, like maybe some giant bomb or somebody to just be kind of help to fill in the gap, you know, because I'm not entirely sure Frater H is up for doing any of this stuff anymore. And, well, well, actually, what it's coming down to is I'm in control of your show now because, see, what it is, for now on, your show's gonna be run by the Connect. Oh no, that's right, that's right. Your show's gonna be controlled by the Connect, and what it's gonna be is, see, people when they watch the Frater versus Retro, they will be able to watch TV by watching one of your shows. That Gregory, I don't understand. That doesn't make any remotest sense. I mean, Don Magic, wouldn't it make more sense just to get a cable box from your cable company and watch TV? Okay, okay, buddy. You need to just go out and buy yourself an Xbox 360. What? Like, that doesn't make sense. Like, sir, dear sir, I don't really quite understand you. You're saying that people are gonna be watching TV, like, what? Like, well, I'm just kind of trying to say, you guys, is that you guys are going to, from now on, what's going to happen is like so like when if someone tunes into Frater versus Retro, you guys will be on, and then they say, I want to see what's going on the Price is Right. They just say to their screen, I want to see what's on the Price is Right or CBS, and there it is. There's the show, and it'll be on. Every episode will just be controlled by the Connect. And oh, this is terrible. We can't tell Frater. He's gonna go insane. Peter Graves. I may need to start talking to Dr. Quimby, medicine woman, at this rate. But unfortunately, we're stuck with Don Mattrick. Okay, I'm gonna be out here. You guys go ahead and do the game. I'm managing things here. I gotta set up the connect and. Oh no! Oh no! This show is now under total distress. Okay. Uh, I think that Frater's coming out now. I noticed that the guys in white suits, they've totally calmed him down. They medicated him, and they're giving the okay symbol that he'll be okay for the game. But they 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 probably giving indicators they'll take him back to the metal ward after the show's done. So let's get down and go now. Oh, oh man. What happened? Oh, hey, Gregory Peck. Okay, Frater, you okay to go here, buddy? Oh man, what a doozy! Peter Graves. Hey, Peter Graves, how you feeling, man? Oh, I'm feeling great. This medicine that Dr. Quimby medicine woman is giving me is quite good, actually. Oh yeah. Hey, I see a bunch of guys in white coats are taking Poop Guppy Adams to the mental ward. And there's another ambulance out there waiting for someone. You sure you okay? You sure you okay, Peter Graves? Yeah, he's okay, Frater. Don't worry about it. Just try to get through the game. And can I ask a question? Did I see out there in the living room of our double wide Don Mattrick? Graves. Well, you've been really under a lot of stress. Maybe you were just seeing things. Yeah, that last E3. I don't remember much after that. It was like something happened. I don't know. And the last thing I remember is like I woke up and I did Action 52 in a really, really comfy padded room. It was really something. Okay, so we're playing Fallout 3, and Fallout 3 is a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful game. To quote a Mr. Peter Molyneux, that's somebody we should, you know, I never thought about. We should have him on the show someday. Someday, yeah, you should have him on your show someday. Um, well, so what's going on here is, um, so what's going on here is we're playing a game of that is a true open world urban exploration game. Like if you ever hear of the term urban exploration, this is truly what urban exploration is to me. Like it's just wonderful. Like you can go out to these old wrecked buildings, you can find things you need for crafting, and I love repairing weapons and getting high repair skills. And well, actually I need to go check something first. Hold on a second here. Okay, back to the grind here. Okay, let's see here. There. So initially when you start the game, like look, recounting originally how when I first played this game, I'm not gonna lie to you, I was absolutely horrible. And it's because you gotta know what to level up on, because you can get absolutely smashed in this game. So, I usually, what happened was I eventually watched a live streamer play this, and that's where I gained my confidence with it. And what you do is you level up like repair skills. You level up science and medicine, and recently, with this playthrough, I'm working on speech, and actually, I was able to make progress in this run I never had before. Ah, well, that's something, Frater. Because one thing is thing about these games is if you have high speech, you can actually get. You don't even need to do quests, do certain quests. You can just talk your way through a situation. Meaning, like there'll be situations where a guy doesn't want to give you the information you want on your father. So then they'll say, well, if you do all this work for me, I'll give you that information. Well, if you have high speech skills, well, it's not a big issue, you know. So, Graves, I must talk to you. Yes. What is it, Gregory? Um, is Don Matrick still out there? Yeah, he's still out there. He's drinking lemonade and he's setting up the connect. Oh no! Oh jeez, why did I get in contact with them? Oh jeez, what are you guys talking about? Nothing, nothing. Okay. Well, see, now you're heading towards the first city here. I don't know if a lot of this like is syncing up right. You know, when I do this Audacity stuff, it usually doesn't. But so when you head towards Megaton, that's like your first city, and I don't really end up spending a lot of time here because I ended up leveling up so much speech. I just pumped so much into speech that I was able to talk through everything, and you know, I admit I didn't have enough science to like, defuse that bomb they have in the middle of the city. But you're talking to the sheriff right now, and the thing I love about those games is that there's always sort of so many different paths. I mean, there's even sort of good guy and bad guy traits. You know, like a person could side with sort of like the villains and try to have this place blown up basically for real estate or something. But which is really different. You know, that's really different from any game really. You know, like like in Oblivion, you can't you can't side with the Golden Dawn and try to destroy the Empire. You're on the Empire side where you like it or not. And even though if you think about it, you really don't have any loyalties to them. You're in prison for crying out loud, and then suddenly you're like on their side. But this game was really quite special and quite a big game when it came out. Um, Fallout New Vegas takes this whole social thing you're seeing and it takes it to a even greater level. This game is, I think the one thing it has over New Vegas is it just has more places to explore though. Where but the other game has more factions. It has more possibilities and stuff, and that's they're both worthwhile to have. I mean, if you have this and Oblivion and stuff, and you're in good shape. But at first you need to understand. These games are very RPG heavy, and if you like for example, a person would think, well, I'm going to put all my skills into guns, and it's like, well, you're going to be leveling guns up anyway. And so you might be better off putting it all into like sciences and repair and stuff like that. And the higher repair skills will allow you to do the bigger guns. You can like I was able by the end of this to repair some of the bigger submachine guns, get them repaired, and I this is a very satisfying game. It's very satisfying. It's I would argue that back in the day, well, Gregory and them they don't know I'm a time traveler, and they seem to be talking to themselves right now. I'm not entirely sure what's going on here, but I just know that that medicine they gave me, that really feels very good. It feels really good. I feel very focused on the game, and that's good, And the crazy talk it has settled down for me. But oh, now you have to hear the big megaton bomb, and unfortunately, I never had the science at the time when I'm in the town to have it high enough to be able to. I think you need like figure out what it said there. I think you need to have so much in science, so much in repair to be able to shut the bomb off. Of course, again, if you want to be a bad guy, you can actually help the. There's guys in town that are trying to have the bomb blow the town up. And then you can actually tell Lucas Sims about their plan, and he'll go and try to stop them. I generally find that they'll usually kill him. Like every time I try to stop them, I try to stop them. They usually just end up killing them anyway. So you might be best not to tell Lucas Sims about it if you value Lucas Sims. I think he's a pretty nice guy. I don't want him to get killed off by these hitmen. But I've always had trouble in Megaton. I always had trouble getting to the places I want. Like the city's kind of formatted in a weird way. My autism ADHD is just like a sort of like I get lost easy. Like I end up like it doesn't really take me too long to get to where I need to be here, but I end up like you can see I'm kind of like what the heck. And that's never changed. I still wonder how to get to where I'm at. Okay, Graves, have you tried to talk to Mattrick? Try to see if you can talk him about leaving and stuff. And Gregory, he's the president of Xbox. If you sent a letter to them, apparently they may have partly taken over the show. We may have a very serious breach here. I mean, we're in trouble. I know. Uh, I just tried to go out and talk to him, and he's impossible to talk to. He's just an asshole. I'm actually impressed somewhat. He's just very full of shit. He's just full of shit, and yeah, he's setting up that connect. He really believes in it, and says that people are going to be able to um watch TV while what like that doesn't even make sense. Like it's maybe you should tell Dr. Quimby medicine. I probably should. That's pretty crazy. Okay, guys. Okay. Yeah. So now you're talking to Colin Moriarty here, and he's an asshole. He's an absolute jerk, and you just I'm just trying to like get through this here. I'm not really trying to provoke him or anything like that, and you know So really, what I'm doing is trying to. I have the speech. I actually have the speech to get through this pretty good. And of course, this guy kind of uses kind of like some weird logic on you. He uses like you a little bit of trying to mess with you a bit. This is one of those games where like it really pays off too. Like to don't get too comfortable with one thing. Try to have as many different things with you as possible because you never know how like for example if you got like a board with a nail in it or you got a frag grenade. You don't know when these things are gonna come in where whatever it is you have is just you just run out of ammo. It has happened to me, and those little other things will make a difference. They'll literally make a difference between getting you out of a bad situation. There was like situations. Okay, so your speech 87%, and I actually succeeded. I succeeded to win him over, and instead of having to go for his quest, he's gonna just direct me right to Washington D.C. And oh, I'll let you know. Here's places I'm going in this playthrough that I've never really gone to before. I just never really bothered. This is really see. That's the thing is with this game and really Oblivion. I'm gonna be honest with you. I never really like you. People probably think I beat the main quest of Oblivion, a long time ago. And really, the truth is, I went far with the Oblivion main quest. I never really actually finished it because really there's so much stuff out there. You can just go dungeon hunting. You can just do the side quests forever. And with this game is really the same way. I mean, there's a general store here in Megaton where you can just do quests where you're doing fetch quests and yeah, I don't do them here because I just decide, well, I'm just gonna do the main quest. I'm not gonna do the side quest stuff. I usually always do that, but because the point is a lot of times when I play this kind of particular game, I play it like I'm living in that world. Like I don't. So as a result, I was able to continue on in the quest, and I gotta find this Galaxy News radio. That's right in the middle of Washington D.C. And actually, I never actually physically went to D.C. because I was so busy with the surrounding wasteland. Um, you'd think after all those years, you think that you finally no, I just never really did, and I just was perfectly fine with working. I mean, you could see how big the map is. I mean, the surrounding area is huge. I mean, you can actually literally go north and go into almost like sort of the mountain range, the early mountain ranges. And I mean, this game is. I don't even know. No, I think of Fallout New Vegas. Fallout New Vegas had that, but yeah, I mean, there's a lot of territory. A lot of territory in this game. Gregory, I gotta talk to you. Yeah, okay, Graves, what is it? Uh, eh, I just went outside to talk to Mr. Mattrick. I wouldn't call him Mister. He doesn't really deserve that kind of respect. Well, he's now saying that me and Pooh Guppy Adams should be test subjects. That we can change the TV channel with our voices with the show, and oh no. And he's saying something about well, there's a thing called the Pavlov conditioning, and he he's got these books, Gregory, by Pavlov and Dr. Megalov. What? No, 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 no. Oh no! What have we gotten ourselves into? The show's in the show is at ground zero as is. No, we don't need some mental case. Another. Well, what am I talking about? We need another one. Really, really causing crazy. He's talking. Gregory, he's talking about Gregory, he's talking about uh, uh, things like with um, he's talking about using like a um, tasers and oh no no, because he says we need to find out the range of our motions with our testings and uh, oh, oh no, oh no. Those guys look really distressed over there in the corner of the room. They're not even really paying attention to what's going on here. This game is like probably the best game we've ever played. You know, I don't know. It's the best game. I mean, this is truly the best game. I hate Washington D.C. Uh, there's places I'm ignoring here that usually I end up going through because I start doing the fetch quests and stuff, and because you do that stuff because you need to get good at the game. You need to start, picking at it, and this game's really good at that. It's gets you very immersed into the general world, where um, I know it just I don't know. I don't know why I didn't continue with the main quest, I but over here I decided, no, for the show and for all that, I'm going to do so. I'm going to do that. Swear outside I saw Don Matrick. Like I don't know. Whatever, just need to focus on the game, focus on the show. I just need to focus on the show. Okay. Oh, of course I'm going to cross this water here and it is irradiated. Of course, I know someone's going to say, I mean, you're kind of pretty much like ill equipped to start going into DC this early, but I was kind of like, whatever, I'll figure it out. And actually, it's funny, I actually ended up, as this is going on, I'm actually getting equipped from all my fights. I'm getting like more bigger weapons and stuff like that, and of course, I didn't realize, when I was doing this, that this Galaxy News is like right in the middle of Washington D.C. So I was kind of like, whoa. I was like, I actually had never went into the middle of Washington D.C. in this game. I was just always too distracted by everything else, and I mean, there's like little towns everywhere. I mean, there's little stories everywhere. I mean, you can really just forget that there is such a thing as a main quest. It's not easy getting to the middle of DC in this game. Like you got to go for all these different subways and stuff, all these ruined subways you got to go through, and actually it was actually a good thing because it helped the. Not of course there's also some like growing pains in this because you have to understand you have to go through places where, quite frankly, you may not be able to go through. Like, just get attacked by swarms of enemies that are really pretty highly powered, you know? Just me and my little Billy Club here. Character's pretty much dressed up like a um, somebody on a SWAT team right now. That's pretty much I got that from the Vault 101. I got that from the Vault 101, and I didn't really replace that armor until I really got these bigger. Till I got into these big fights where I was starting to get some really serious armor and stuff like that. I wasn't able to get the Brotherhood of Steel armor. I have it in my. I would end up getting it in my inventory, but you got to get trained on it. So you got to kind of actually join the Brotherhood of Steel to gain the ability to put that on. And of course, you know you that's like the best armor in the game if you get that armor. Everything about the game is very satisfying. I always love the combat. I always love the everything about it. Like in New Vegas, I used because there's a group called the Powder Gangers, and but the Powder Gangers, if they're the best group to become enemies with because you always get TNT from them. You get lots of it, and as a result, TNT's the explosives in that game are really that's the thing you want to really level up with because it's like there's really times where explosives really come into play in this game, and there will be a couple times where having a grenade or something was actually very dynamic to helping me win a situation. This is a good situation right here. I'm using like grenades, and you can find lots of grenades around. Like, well, I don't know. I think I was having an issue where some reason I think my skill was so low right now though. Sometimes you get lucky actually, and even though you could be low skilled at explosives, you can still nail it. And there's certain between here and New Vegas, there's certain skills that are important to level up, and then there's others that aren't. That you'll just you really don't really need to get those skills high. I mean, yeah, you can probably kill enemies quicker, but you can still do just fine. So so okay, well, Frater's having a good time in that game. That's good because we got a real crisis here. I got a phone call from Dr. Quimby. He said that Pugapi Adams is he's still trying to figure him out, and Well, they always pick him up, and they don't really realize that's just how he is, and it's really kind of a lost case, and they might as well just leave him here. He's entertainment, but I guess they're always very concerned about him. Yeah, I wonder how. I mean, it's not like he's going to take your car and put concrete in it or something. That's crazy. He would never do something like that. I mean, no, but I mean, now we got Don Mattrick, and it's like, what the hell, man? Like, that guy is awful. I never know he's that crazy, man. Like, yeah, he says that pretty soon, people will be able to watch TV on us. Like, we'll just be able to, like, go, hi, this is The Price is Right. Oh, no! You mean he's gonna turn us into TV sets? Yeah, Gregory, I'm very sorry, but he's looking into manuals of biology and technology, and oh no, he it makes sense. Graves, he's a mad scientist. Don Matrick's a mad scientist. We are in deep trouble here. Should we tow? Oh, you tell him. You don't know if that might override the medication. The medication right now is keeping him from going because he's gone crazy. Great. I'm sorry to tell you, Graves, but right now the reason you're doing so well is because of that medication we're giving you. You still me? I went crazy too. Yes, we're all going nuts. This show is destroying us. Okay, so we need to keep it together here. This show is getting rough. It's getting too hard to do. But I I have no idea what they're talking about. Like it's like guys, just look at the game. This is a freaking game. Okay, so the hacking. I've never been very good at the hacking game. What it is you gotta guess the right word. And I guess apparently it's supposed to clue you in what the proper word is. But so what it is you'll notice on the screen you get so many attempts left. If you lose all your attempts, the computer locks up on you. So you either you gotta go through the code and get rid of all the duds. I know someone could say, well, who has the time to do that? Well, when you have like you're autistic and stuff like I am, like it's just kind of it's kind of like brain candy. It's like it feels very satisfying, and to take the time and go do, it makes you really feel like you're some hacker or something like that. So to really sum it up, I mean, like yeah, right there, I found a huge dud. And then after a while, it replenishes your attempts, and then of course you go back to. Of course, because of my ADHD, I struggle to try to remember what what word I picked last, so you could end up picking the word you already picked because on the right, as you're going along, it's you can't go back and see what you already picked. So you keep doing this until you're just blue in the face and you finally got it, or you just move on. It's also very possible, if your skill in science isn't high enough, it may not matter. It may not actually physically matter what you pick. Who knows? Maybe even thinking about it, maybe if you have very high skill in science, maybe the correct answer really is like one of the first words. You know what I mean? Like that? Maybe if your skill's low, then it's like totally random. But then if it's like really high, you can almost pick like the first word and bam, there it is. But there was a streamer I used to watch, and with Gregory and Peter Graves, I have to talk about it like like I'm still watching him or something like the guy's name was Tecker, and for you people in 2022, he only gets maybe like 1 to 2 viewers now. I think because they changed his medication or something, and he wasn't ever the same after that. I hate to be mean like that, but he's kind of not the same, But I never unsubbed from him. I don't really watch him anymore, but he used to be extremely entertaining. But he was very good at this game, and he was very good at Fallout New Vegas, and that's where I was able to learn about a lot of the more higher quality things like the hacking and the science and the having the ability to have higher healing abilities. These abilities play really well in New Vegas because like there might be times when you run into someone who's like hurt or something, and if you have high medicine, you can heal them. You can, and it's like I don't know. I mean, if I had 5 games, and I would have this game, I would have New Vegas and Baldur's Gate, and well, when Skyrim comes out, Skyrim, of course, where I'm stuck at, people, most of the year you don't have access to that game. You have to wait until it actually launches, and then I have the groundhog effect happen, and I'm back in the beginning of 2011 again. 2011 is a mixed bag. It's a very mixed bag in gaming. It's exciting, but it's also scary too because, you know, the forces of evil were trying to really turn everything we know into a shit show. It was turning it into a shit show of they wanted to turn a beloved video game consoles into cable TV boxes, and but I don't know if it's a moment of clarity. I remember now, like from that E3 presentation, the shock, and it did something to me. I mean, maybe it's the medicine right now, but you know calming me down or something. But it's the but in 2011 was the forces of evil wanted to turn your beloved video game console, your beloved Xbox, into a TV. And I don't know what was going on, why. And it's really, whose fault it was. It was Nintendo's fault. And I know you're going to go, why Nintendo? I know that people love Nintendo. Like, they'll fight you to the death over Nintendo. They're beloved Nintendo. There is Nintendo fanboys that hate all third-party consoles. They just like the first-party Nintendo stuff. And it's like, okay. The reason why they think that way is because, I mean, this is the company that made Mario. This is the company that made Zelda, but they somewhere in their little heads, they decided, well, let's take and if you even think about the Nintendo Wii, it looks like a TV remote. Yeah, it looks like a TV remote. This is probably where Don Mattrick and then they came up with that idea. They said, well, look, I think it looks like a TV remote. It looks like a TV remote. Wouldn't it just be easier to I really hated the Wii. I really hate the Wii, man. Like I know, like I bash a lot of things, but the Nintendo Wii was really the console from hell. It was really the console from hell. I really didn't like it. And I know, like, people say, well, what about Twilight Princess? And that's good. That's a good game. There's a game in 2022 by that point called the Nintendo Switch, and that's Gregory Peck and them, they're debating the core. But I'm noticing a lot of fear. I don't know what's going on over there. And like I said, but then what it is with 2011 and what the narrative is. The narrative of 2011 is that basically the forces of evil are trying to turn a beloved video game console. They're trying to turn their beloved video game console into a TV box, into just a giant TV remote, which is absolutely absurd. And so, but what happens by the end of 2011, the forces of good actually end up winning, because even though, yeah, the Kinect and the future Xbox One and all that is still not the forces of evil. It's kind of like Star Wars, where really by near the end, you think that the Rebel Alliance is actually doing bad, that actually the Empire is just about found their base and it's going to blow it up. And you think, oh no, and that's really right now, I would say this is like that moment where you think that they're going to win, that they're going to blow everything up. And actually, in truth, they don't know that Death Star is going to get blown up. That actually, that gamers are going to have a temporary win because games like Dark Souls came out in Skyrim, and those guys in the corner ain't hearing me. They always stop me from talking about the future because they think I'm crazy or whatever. I actually think there's something in this dimension not allowing me to talk. I think it's because they that this is part of the matrix. It's still, I didn't actually escape that computer matrix, but we'll talk about that later. The reality is that the reality is that by the end of the year you have Dark Souls and Skyrim. Because what it is before that, though, many of the games, the incentive of games was to get you to the ending as quickly as possible so you can buy the DLC and the microtransactions. Where I come from, which is 2022, and that this situation has gotten a lot worse than that. It's actually gotten a lot worse than that. Although there still is sometimes good games that come out, like Elden Ring or something. PC games are still good and stuff. But oh boy, there's a lot of ferals running at me. Oh boy, that's like I said, that this game is so good. It's so good, man. It's so good. It throws everything at you, and it's so good. It's so satisfying. But so like I said, will eventually happen. It's like Empire Strikes Back, though. They come back one last time, like Don Matrick, and then they'll come back with the Xbox One and try to ruin everything for everybody. They'll be like, well, okay, you guys wouldn't accept our Kinect, huh? Well, we'll make a whole new console and we'll build it into the system. And then, like, nobody bought it. Nearly hurting the brand, Xbox brand. And there was actually points where Microsoft was sort of like kind of keying in that Xbox wasn't in their future. And that would change. I mean, obviously, from the time I come from, there is a new Xbox system called the Xbox Series X. I'm not supposed to be doing this. I'm not supposed to be like, I'm supposed to play pretend like I'm LARPing, that I'm still in 2011 and all that. I'm in 2011 because I time travel, but the reality is these guys aren't paying attention, so I can go freelance talking about everything from the future. And so what it is there's a console in the future called Xbox Series X, and look, man, I'm going to be honest with you. It's a very powerful console. The the console that is coming next after 2011 is the Xbox One. The Xbox One is a very weak system because a lot of its power is used towards the Kinect and it's used towards this voice activated stuff. It was a voice activated console, guys. Isn't that nuts? And like and but the thing is when you come back here you to this time in 2011, you don't realize that you're in the middle of it's kind of like somebody in the Soviet Union who's being force fed all this propaganda and you're going, no, this isn't going to work. This is actually going to destroy your economy. This is going to destroy any sense of technology or whatever. It's just going to destroy everything. And there's nothing you can do to convince them. You just got to literally let them fail. And that's kind of the way this is, that, these people are going to just fail. This console isn't going to sell. MATTRICK is going to step down. Graves, is Frater all right? He's talking about these things I don't understand. Uh, well, the good news is the ambulance with the metal ward people are outside, so once the stream's over, Frater can go back to the metal ward. Because, I kind of mentioned that to Dr. Quimby. He's talking about his time travel thing a lot. And Dr. Quimby's like, yeah, we've seen that here at the metal ward. This future tensism, yeah, that's a problem. We'll be helping him, yeah, don't worry about that, but... Don Metric is keying in that we are now accessories to the Xbox system. Oh no! We're accessories? I'm a person. I'm not an accessory. he he said we're part of the Xbox brand. No, 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 no. Why those guys are really getting scared over there. Maybe I should call Dr. Quimby, medicine woman, and say, these two guys over here, they're freaking out pretty bad. Are you sure you shouldn't be helping all of us? Shouldn't be helping all of us? I don't know. I mean, this is a timeline, man, where you need to understand all of us are pretty much going nuts. It's just, yeah, you got this Connect madness, and then that's the thing is you're looking at, when I looked at that E3 thing, I was literally I kind of admit it did actually, it put me into, some mental illness, man. But it's because it is mental illness. So this is my first time fighting a super mutant, and I absolutely just started clubbing him with, actually, I got lucky here because this, feral mutant just started, fighting this guy. Yeah, he actually helped me to kill him, and that was great, because then I took his big board there, and I started using that as my weapon because I figured that thing has more damage to it, and so I went with that. And of course, as I'm going along, you'll constantly see I'm repairing items, building up their stats so that they have more durability, they uh, more damage is the good stuff. It's the good stuff. Um, so let's see. With games in the future, I did get Dead Rising, the original Dead Rising. The game where you run around a mall full of zombies. Kind of like the George Romero movies. I actually got that and tested it out. It's all working good, and that will be in the future. Um, you know, Sort of like scheduling and booking the shows, around specific games and stuff, and it's all going really well. We're trying to avoid anything like a Final Fantasy game, that is absolutely bad. I mean, it wouldn't be bad if I had the original NES games or something, because those were those were fine. It'd also be kind of great to have, like, say, English versions of the original games or something, but although I don't know, I don't know if I want to stream or well, stream those kinds of games and stuff. I usually pre ADHD and stuff. I don't like to constantly like stream like constant grinding. I think that's boring. Right now I have like a lot of like things to talk about. So yeah, so what ends up happening is the Xbox One will actually end up like failing miserably. And PlayStation's next console will actually end up becoming like a huge console because they actually follow the advice I mentioned, which is just that people all they want is a console that is a box and a controller. They don't want a TV remote. They don't want a TV remote, guys. They they just want a console that works. They just want something to play their games. And dude, do you really think somebody after work, after 8 to 10 hour shift, or someone who just had a long day at school, gym, and all that, you think they want to come home and do jumping jacks? Like jumping jacks, seriously? Like some of the stuff I was seeing in that E3 presentation was absolutely the silliest stuff. You had people you had an adult running around with the kids, and it looks fun for the kids and stuff, but I'm flat out telling you from one who comes from the future that those game that those Connect stuff when it first came out, it did sell big because it's the hype of something new. It's niches niches do niches do get the bitches temporarily. Temporarily. But, it's just like, for example, in the 1970s, there used to be a thing called the pet rock. And actually, the guy who did that became a millionaire over a rock. Yes. So, and yeah, niches can get you some riches. Niches get you riches. So I'm gonna let you know. Once I get to this Galaxy News place, it is going to hit. The shit is gonna hit the van. I was kind of like, whoa. Then what is gonna happen is after Don Matrick resigns, and the Xbox brand starts going back towards gaming. They start developing backwards compatibility towards the old 360 because that's what sold. It's not doing jumping jacks in front of a camera, and they actually the system I have, well, I did have before all this time travel nonsense was the Xbox Series X, and you would think, oh, you could have your Connect, and in fact, there is no plug on the system for a Connect. I bet Don Matrick is like, I bet like if you told him that, he wouldn't believe you. Like he would be like, no, by that point that the Connect would actually be built into the system. You know what I mean? Like it would be built in, and don't get me wrong. I mean, the Connect by the time it comes out on the Xbox One, it's actually a powerful piece of equipment. It's actually very good for ghost hunting and doing things like that. And it's kind of crazy. Actually, a lot of people were like spotting like ghosts in their house. 'Cause the stupid thing is actually kind of frightening in its own way. But it can actually detect it could detect movement in the room, and so if your house is haunted, you know, like it would detect a body in the room that isn't yours. And I can imagine someone getting the shit scared out of them by doing that. But no, I mean, and it was actually being used for ghost hunting. So yeah, so there is some positive. I actually, you know, never mind. But the Connect, yeah, but the Connect was just useless with gaming, you know. And it was like, yeah, you yell out Xbox, you know, this Xbox that, Xbox this, Xbox that, you know. And you know, they gave up on that because that's not what people are buying the systems for. And there was price increases, $100 price increase just to have that stupid thing tied to the system. It was part of the user interface. It was actually part of the user interface. They really had to really work overtime to get that out of there. Um, I guess if you have an Xbox One now, and if you do find an old Connect on eBay and stuff, you can hook it up to your system, and you can play with it. I don't know if the voice commands are still there. They may have phased that out of there, you know that. But see this part here, you're with the Brotherhood of Steel, and you can. This is a great time to pick up weapons and pick up like because they're doing all the fighting for you. But I'm gonna warn you, there's something coming here that's pretty nasty. I don't think it's in this show. It'll be in the next show. But I I absolutely love this game. It's so fun. But so yeah, that sledgehammer actually does a lot of good damage. Unfortunately, I think the first one I picked up had didn't have a lot of durability, so I had to wait till I found something better. But but like I said, is you know eventually a lot of the stuff you're seeing. But fortunately, the problem is I'm in a computer matrix, and for some reason I'm in the year 2011, and in the year 2011, there you know it's just over and over and over and over of the same thing over and over and over again of a year where you have to deal with Connect, you have to deal with all these like gimmicks. I mean, of course, you would ask the question, what happened in Nintendo? You know, Nintendo actually ended up Nintendo actually had to back off a little bit, but they're still gimmicky in their own right. I mean, extremely. I mean, they're innovative, but they're to me it's still a little risky what they do because it's like I still kind of say like with the Nintendo Switch, you know, they have a a system I a system that's totally portable. You know, you put in a dock and you can play it on your TV. I think that's really amazing. And that's actually where in the future, you know, the Steam Deck is going to be the killer of that's going to be the innovation that you know that really I mean um, takes this thing to the next level. But then another thing it does is you take the little controllers off the actual the actual portable end of the Switch, and you make those into full motion controls. So they hadn't entirely abandoned the idea of the Nintendo Wii. So it's just really strange time. You know, it's a really strange company. You know, it's sort of like they kind of pulled back a little bit, and then kind of no, but it's kind of like yeah. I think they understand. You know, people want more. You know, real games. You know, but you know, I think I ranted the whole show about that. It was pretty good. It was pretty refreshing. I didn't have Gregory Peck. I have to always hold myself back because I freak him out because he's like, "What are you talking about? What are you talking about?" It's because he's not from the future. Graves. I didn't understand anything Frater just said. He's so ill. But he's playing the game. I'm not trying to stop him because he's having a good time. He's playing good, and this is the way it should be. I think we all got kind of bummed down by those Witcher games. They're really janky and really. Yeah, I don't know. Frater didn't enjoy that, but this is his game. This is more like his game. It's fun. But oh man, uh, dude, MATTRICK, he's still out there. I'm glad he's left us alone in here. We may have to barricade the door. I mean, I, Gregory, when's we end up like those those people? Remember in Superman 3? Oh, not that movie, Graves. Nobody watches that. Like, but in Superman 3 with Christopher Reeve, there was this mad scientist that had a machine that could turn people into robots. And the one mad scientist lady, she fell back into it and it turned her into a monster. Remember that? A robot monster? And Superman had to stop her. And, oh my god, Graves. We end up like Cybermen or something. Oh boy. What have I got ourselves into? I'm supposed to be the host. I'm supposed to be the host. And I got you guys into so much trouble. Oh boy. Now maybe Frater should stay in control. Oh yeah. Oh boy. What the? Oh boy. See, it was funny when I was doing this footage. I was like, "What? What? What? Yeah!" I was freaking out. Like I was like, but I got lucky because there's this car right here, and I probably would have gotten destroyed by this guy. But I got lucky. I found a corner where his AI doesn't seem to be like really reactive, and as a result, I was able to kind of just focus on just kind of chipping away at his health. And oh my god, this big guy, he's just, oh boy, it just took a huge hit right there. As you can see, I'm just trying right now to take cover and hide and try to sort of pick my shots. And the good news is you can see I finally was able to get I was finally getting his health down to like 2 points. He kind of stopped right there. This was perfect, because it was a perfect time to use a frag grenade on him. So that okay, his AI got kind of stuck on that pole. So right there, I throw the grenade, boom, perfect. It takes his health down a little more. Throw another one, rolls right there, boom, right there, got him. Oh yeah, I got him good. That took him down, and that's all I needed to do. That was a fun little fight. When I was recording this live, I totally didn't know that what was gonna happen. I didn't know I was gonna just fight some giant. Like they got that idea from Oblivion in the Shivering Isles expansion. They have a giant in there you fight. So that they got inspired by that. In Skyrim, they'll have giants too. Like I said, it's a very satisfying game, and it keeps you on your toes, and it's a game you can play it in so many ways. I mean, I knew people, you know, like 12 years after it came out, and it was still being played, and it was just absolutely excellent. The next two shows we're going to be playing this. I think after that E3 thing, we needed to just go back to the basics. Go back to the basics of how to play this. Now, the one Brotherhood of Steel member died during this fight, and this was a good time to actually go find them, because I knew I can get that Brotherhood of Steel armor and keep that around just in case I eventually get trained on the armor. So then I have armor to wear, or to sell it and make some buck. And that time looking around for that one person, because I could get their weapons and stuff like that. This is a game, like, you'll notice, I started with literally just a police baton from, like, Vault 101, and by the end I had assault weapons and all that kind of stuff for, stopping all these enemies. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to wear the armor. I still have the little baseball cap from. I don't even know why I grabbed that. There's a lot of stuff in the beginning they let you grab from your room in Vault 101, and the stuff is virtually worthless. Really, it's once you get that security armor and security helmet, that's pretty much all you need until you you get out. You actually get out, and you start building your character up, and it's like a very satisfying game. Which is very relieving, because it's like I said, there's so many games where that aren't satisfying at all. They're just not satisfying. But this is satisfying. There's a possibility. I already scheduled the episodes out, but I may very well make an episode towards doing like Fable. I don't know if I've ever really enjoyed Fable, but I mean, I think it was a unique game, so maybe I might try to get Fable, and you know we could play that. We could play that on the show and give some good alternative. I have a tendency to have some nostalgia for it, because I had Fable 2 when the Xbox 360 first came out. Like, I pre-ordered Fable 2, and I didn't think it was bad. It kind of reminded me a little bit of Ocarina of Time a little bit. I thought it was kind of unique in some ways, but it was it's a weird game. It's a strange game. It's Peter Molyneux games are generally strange. They're very ambitious, but you can always tell that there's so much they promise and they just don't deliver it. Because literally that was always the theme of Peter Molyneux. But I know I'm just sort of talking randomly because it's just like this is the first time I'm able to not have to curtail my speech to what I call as 2011 LARPing, where I don't have Gregory Peck in them. Oh, what are you talking about? That game didn't even come out yet. Like, did you get a future copy? Okay, we're almost done here. It was just satisfying I didn't have to like put in filler and talk about wrestling or do something that just because this game is like that good. It's just that good. It's just you're able to keep on point. Now a lot of look, I will lie to you. I've never really looked up, as far as Fallout 3 like is it worthwhile to pick up like the sensor modules and things like that? Is that used as equipment towards repairers and stuff like that? I'm not entirely sure, scrap metal and stuff like that because like because you don't want to get too much weight. I find weight isn't so much an issue in this game as compared to like other Bethesda games. Like there's some RPGs I played where like especially like the Baldur's Gate games and Icewind Dale games, like weight is like everything. Like everything you do, like you may have to avoid amazing items if you just can't carry them. And so and now finally talking the three dog. It was actually amazing that this is actually the first time, I hate to say this is the first time I actually ever talked to three dog. I've actually never really done most of the main quest after I leave the vault. After I leave the vault, I just used to just wander around exploring, and that's it. And look, that's one of these games where you can do that. There's some games where you know the main quest is all there is. There's no such thing as a main quest because that's all that's the only story. Like so you just do that, but these games, I mean, you can develop laundry lists of side quests, and I mean, some of these games like this game, you could literally do a whole year of just this, and which is absolutely terrible for a show because you should have variety. You should have lots of variety. So. Oh, let's see. So that's why it's very important to have high intelligence in this game because you don't know when you're talking to somebody, and that is actually going to help you to get a good result. And as a result, you may not have to go out and quest out in the wasteland for really dangerous quests if you just have high speech and high intelligence, and you may be actually able to um, talk your way out of an issue, and that's something most games have never really thought of. Like they're more about shoot, shoot, shoot. That's and the one warning I do have is that in the future, these games kind of backed off a little bit on some of the really cool premises you see in this game in New Vegas. There's elements of that stuff still, but it's changed a bit. Okay, so he's got you going on a quest. He's got you going on a quest where you gotta find this like satellite dish. Fortunately, my speech wasn't high enough to get me out of that you need to find this satellite dish, and I will warn you that there's footage with that one that where I kind of get lost because a lot of the stuff looks the same. But yeah. Well, guys, that's all there is really left on the show, and see you next time.